going on, guys? Hit pause here. Just gonna do a little bit more developer diary. I've been working really hard today on it. I haven't been able to really take the time to record, so I've made some progress. What I've been working on pretty much all day has been this here. Trying to get the mission report when you're done to be successfully filled in, and as you can see, it's quite interesting. It's kind of craziness, but I think it will be a little bit less crazy when I do this, visually speaking anyways. So these are all the different fields of text, basically. This is what I'm working on right now. This is kind of the total amount, and then what I'm doing is I'm getting a grade. So what I do is whenever it gets constructed, I fill in some of the text that's easy, that doesn't really need any calculations, just needs to read straight from the the different areas, like from the player controllers holding how many secrets have been found. It also, the mission manager knows how many secrets there are. The game mode, is holding the mission manager and things like that. So then I can report the values over time, which basically runs this in like a sequence, which I showed in the last quick video on how I accomplish. Because when this pops up, the game is actually paused. I'm bypassing a few things right now, like for instance right now I have this checked. Just throw that bypass right now because that needs to not go there, because when you hit the right now I can pull the mission manager up without actually being in the mission, and that's because normally this is disconnected, and then I can't do that because the game mode won't have the mission manager until the mission gets loaded. So I've been doing that. In the end, the player's not going to be able to actually do this anyway, so this is going to be right here. So right now, if you hit P, it tells this player controller to run, and basically it just hides and unhides it, which is kind of a temporary, just a debug thing for myself. In reality, it's going to happen after the mission is successful. It's actually going to come down here after it removes the mission successful screen. It will come down here and actually load the mission manager, and at the moment that it's, I don't know if it's this moment is construct or if this moment is construct. I need to actually kind of probably learn that, to be honest with you. And then I set the game mode to be paused and stuff like that, because in the end right now it doesn't have it yet, but I'm actually going to have like a retry, quit, main menu kind of thing, I'm also I'm hoping, if it's at all possible, to do a little bit of a tiny little character upgrade screen where you can use this XP to up your damage or health or speed or jump height or stamina or something along those lines. Something temporarily for the prototype, so the levels actually mean something. So if people are actually having trouble getting through the mission, even though it's very easy once you know the general secret, you cannot get through the whole thing without fighting though. And so what I'm doing now is I am creating a grading system here, and I have the percents based on the total amount of points that you can possibly get. Now this is 100 less than the actual total amount of points that are possible, but this accounts for the fact that if you solve the puzzle of turning on the light to clear the spiders without killing any of them, you don't lose your grade because you did that. This is accounting for the total amount of kills that you cannot avoid, or you can run away from them, but they're there, and there's nothing that will get the spider away unless you either just run away from it or you kill it. And for the most part, I'm not done yet, so this is kind of a floating value. But right now, I basically have a simple A plus A minus, B plus, B minus, and then C, D, and F. grading system here, and as you can see here, basically I've just for tests I've ran the print screens here just to make sure that this math works, and it does work. So we run a compare. If the percent, because remember we just divide the total by we divide our points by the total amount that I've just set aside right now, times it by 100, and then you get your percent, right? So simple percent math there, and then we compare that, and we just go down the chain. So if it's greater than or equal to 98, you get an A plus. If it's not, then if it's greater than or equal to 92, you get an A, and then if it's not, then you get an A minus, okay? And then if it's not greater than 90, then you get the B plus. If it's over 88, 82, 80, right? So you get that 2%. Anything over 98 is an A plus. Anything between 90 and 92 is an A minus, and anything between 92 and 98 is just a solid A. It's just a typical grading system. But what I've got going on now is that what I want to do is this. So just have some fun with some material stuff. Yar, hey you be dirty, hey me hearties, you be getting your grades now. So we're gonna go okay. On a UI, I don't know if I should use master translucent. I kind of want to use translucent, to be honest with you. I wonder how that works in UI. I wonder. So here we go. We got the A plus A minus, B plus B, C, D, and F, right? So these are all, this is actually a 1024 by 512. I actually have it right here. So every 256 basically is a new grade. So the second row would be, so there's a total of 8 possible grades. So we need to shift the UVs based on our score to figure it out. So for the first thing that we need is some texture coordinate, and then what we're going to do is good timing, save, you bastard. Okay, so this will be Y shift, or this will be V shift. This will be U shift. Make sure I throw that F in there. I don't want to get arrested. So then what we're going to do is, I believe we can append these two together. Append vector. And then we will add, because we want to run a shift. But what we need to do is we need to figure out how big. So I think we need 0.25 and 0.5. And that should give us an A plus. Yes. Okay. The reason 0.5 and 0.25, if in case you're wondering, it's because this is 25% of the width, because there's 4 of them. It's 50% of the height, because there's only 2 of them. So if there were 16 of them here to get in, if this was a 1024 by 1024 blocked out like this, and I had 16 possible grades, it would just be 0.25, 0.25 to get it into this corner. Okay, so what I can do now is I can say, hey, if I want an A, I say 0.25 and I get an A. If I go 0.5, I should get an A minus, and if I go 0.75, I should get a B plus. See? Simple. It's very simple, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so you start off with an A plus, and as soon as you lose points, you go down to a D, and it takes you all fucking semester to get your grade back up. Just like real life. Just kidding. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else I really want to do this? I mean, it's a UI element, so I first need to check if this is even going to show up properly, because I'm really quite unsure if this method of rendering it does work. I think that there is a material domain or shading model. I kind of want to say it should be unlit, right? which would throw it in emissive, which would get rid of the normal map though, and I don't want that. But there's no lighting on the UMG, so let's check the usage. Let's see, used with UI. Let's see what that does. Okay, so that usually when you check these off, it will kind of go through and change your settings up here for you to make sure that it's within the realm. Like if you change, like used with light, I think it's like light functions or something, it kind of cuts off the emissive channel. It's like you're only allowed to use the base color. I don't even think you're allowed to use opacity. Things like that. These things are kind of like ways to tell the material some of the other settings. They're almost like presets for the settings. That's how I see them anyway. I always tend to click on it and then just kind of go through and see if anything really even changed. A lot of them will actually, in fact, not really require anything special up in this area up here, but for the most part they set things here. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply that. It's used with UI, so let's see what we got. What we got. And so we come over here and we go to the designer and image border. I'm assuming image. I don't like that you can't do this. That sucks. You have to do this. There's a few things I kind of want them to see improved here. I kind of would like to be able to select more than one thing and actually move it around, which you can't do. I would like for them to be able to be grouped, and I would like for them to have parents and children, so that if you have a child, you have a whole bunch of images that are all supposed to make up, say, a particular icon, and then you want to do something to the master little canvas slot of that icon. I guess maybe you can if you have a new canvas panel. Like you put another canvas panel and then then everything becomes a child of that. I believe that works. Actually, to be honest with you, I think that does work. But in this case, we're just going to keep it like this. We got this image up here. I need to make sure that the sorting is going to be in front of other stuff. I'm going to anchor it to stretch to the whole screen. This does not work very well, by the way. I need to learn more about this. But right now, I have everything set to stretch to the whole screen because I'm hoping that if somebody plays at a smaller resolution, it just uniformly scales everything in to match. But it didn't seem to do that. It seemed that when I changed the resolution, that everything got all effered. So we'll see what happens. I'm testing in 1920. I'm assuming that's the run-of-the-mill default, but I'm sure there's people out there that can run at 4K. They're gonna get all pissed off at me because I can't test that and don't know how to set it up that way for them because I have no way to know. Okay, so let's go to grade. So we want the material. Oh, look at that. It's black. Why is it black? Why would it be black? Do I need like what do I use for color here? It's not particle color. Scene color? No. Is there a way for me to just edit this? Why is that black? It appears to only be using the alpha channel. There's no tint going on. Let's make sure all advanced details are up. Tint. Pink. Did nothing. Color and opacity. Did nothing. So what do I use for coloring? The material's clearly correct, right? It's clearly correct. I mean, you can even see it here. So why is it black? Why is it black? Should I let that hang me up? Should I let that hang me up? It's driving me nuts. It's probably just a setting over here, I'm assuming, that maybe I do need it in emissive. I really didn't want it in emissive. Dang nabbit, because then I think I'm not going to get any cool highlighting, but then again, it doesn't really have any anyway, because there's no lighting, so I bake that into the actual image. I'm not using a normal map or anything like that. I just kind of bevel and embossed it. So let's see if that, if I threw it in emissive, if that does anything. Ooh, there we go. Alright, good. Okay, so let's get the size correct. This, I don't get this. I don't get it. I don't get it. This size to content does a whole lot of jack and squat. There's no size. Well, there's this size, but it doesn't seem to change anything whenever I do that. It seems to all be right here. So I need to do, let's go 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so that's maxed out. So the right will be 512 or 256. 1408. Okay, and 568. Okay, there's a perfect square. And now I should be able to do this to get it to fit. And just move it like that. Okay, that works, I think. Alright. So now what I want to do is come to the graph. I always think it's in a different spot, but it's not. Okay, so bye-bye birdie. Although, you got to admit, if you turn your head to the side, it looks like a very pretty flower. It's a very pretty flower. It's got the green stem and it's got the pink and the white petals. It looks like a tulip. Tulips. What's better than roses on my piano? Tulips on my organ. Okay. Okay, so we will now officially. Okay, so Okay, so what I'm curious about is how to get a handle on the material. It's a variable, so image 400, so we'll call this mission grade image, so we know it's an image. Is it too long? Mission grade image. No, it wasn't too long of a name. Okay, so that should be here now. Mission grade image. Create dynamic. Let's see, that's what I don't understand. Get image. Get is it get material? Get visibility, get brush. Is it get brush? Get dynamic material. Get dynamic material? How do I run an access to this? Just out of curiosity. Well, as an experiment, let's just try that, huh? I may need to create a dynamic material instance right out in the editor and do that. So let me save that really quick and then just take a look at this. Cause it's gotta be something, right? This can't work. It doesn't have a dynamic material. This can't work. It can't work. There's no way. 100% guaranteed. 100 and minus 1% guaranteed. A plus guaranteed. but still I think there's no way it's going to work. So P A+. Yes, that did not work. Oh no, it did. It totally did. It just waited. It just waited. Huh. It totally frickin' did work. What the hell? Okay, well that's cool. Tits McGeezels. Okay, so then basically I need tons of these guys, and I'm kind of thinking that I can just set the 1, right? I can just set the 1, and then we'll throw that in there, and now I need 1 for every single one of these. Some of them requiring, so the first 4 are going to require 1 of them. The second are going to require 2 of them because they need a U shift or a V shift as well. Okay, so we're ready there. And actually this one does not require, because the U shift will be 0. So for an A+, we do nothing. For an A, we shift at 0.25. For an A-, we shift it to 0.5. For a B+, we shift it 0.75. Okay, and for the next one, it's actually 0 and 0.25. So in reality, I could get rid of this, but I'm not going to, because it's a kind of a nice indication that I'm in this mode. So now this is 0.25, and actually, excuse my French, but that's freaking wrong. So these all need to be 0.5, so they come down to 0.5. Okay, so 0.25, A+, B, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 3, and then I do believe I need 1 more. And this will be 0.25, 0.5, and 0.75. This is wrong, I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 possible grades. I'm missing something. I have, because this is a D. These two are a D, but this is an F. But this is already a D. D is nuts. So to get an F, I need 0.75 and 0.5. Right? That should get me an F. Correct. Where is it? So that's an F, and that's a D. And a D, yeah, because anything less than 60% is an F. Anything greater than or equal to would be D range, until it hits 70%, and that would be C range. So a D should be 0.5, 0.5, right? How come I feel like I'm all screwed up here? That should be a D. Yeah. When you look at this in Photoshop, you kind of think of it as the left side of the image, okay? That's obviously straight on the side. That's 0. This is 25%, 50%, 75%. 0, 25, 50. So A, So I got 8 possible grades, but I have 9 possible outcomes. Why do I have 9 possible outcomes? Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which actually comes out to 9 because this has 2 possible outcomes. So hang on, what the hell am I doing wrong here? Anything greater than or equal to is an A plus. Anything above that is an A. Anything above that 0.25, 0.75. So A plus, A minus, B plus, B minus. Oh, I don't have a B minus. Do I have a B minus? I don't think I'm giving out a B minus. I'm not giving out a B minus. No B minuses in my class, you little shits. So this is the extra tutor in the bag that I didn't want. There we go. That is the little shiz that is incorrect. God damn it. Yeah, I don't give out B pluses. I only give... I don't give out A B minuses. Okay, that should be correct. That should be correct now. Yep. So what we end up with is 0, a quarter, half, 3/4. 0, a quarter, half, 3/4. Okay? Once we go into this realm, we go halfway in the vertical. This is also a way that you can control animation by yourself, by the way. Sometimes it actually is the only way to do. Yoo-hoo! Oh, well. I gotta do this. This is gonna get ugly. Maybe I can make a cool little pattern or something. That looks less like a cool pattern than it does like just somebody shat on my screen. That kind of looks cool. Like a whale. I don't know why I see a whale. Okay. So enough of the tomfoolerage. Okay, I'm still not setting this yet. I'm hand doing this by myself. Just hand doing it. So with a 60%, we should end up with a D. Now here's the thing. What I want to do is actually this. I don't want this to show up as an A plus in the beginning. So I need to go to the design R. Am I on the right thing? Mission grade image. Yes, I am. I want that to be hidden. I feel like it's a little... it might be a little off in the centering, but I can fix the Photoshop image. Okay, so we'll compile that. Let's get the defaults back. And we'll hit save on this guy. That should lock that in. And when that finishes, one of these days, alright, come here and so we'll set the grade and then we'll knock the visibility to on at the moment that this happens, so we shouldn't see it until all of everything's done calculating, which is basically doing this, and I really don't need that anymore because I know it works. So we should be good. I'll comment these later. This is the kills. Like kills text. This is the, I'll do that later. Okay, so let's just give this a try. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I should get a D. I should get a D for my deferts. A minus? Why'd I get an A minus? Teacher, you were supposed to give me a D because percent is not being set anywhere and it's set to 60%. 0.5 and 0.5. That's a D's nuts. Why would I get an A minus? Why would I get an A minus? I'm not adding to, you should, oh, up. Somebody was probably screaming and laughing for that one. Like, wait, dude, you got two parameters named the same thing, yo. Yeah, so those need to go to the V shift, derp. So, yeah, that makes sense. Because if you look, because I didn't shift the right one, here's an A minus, there's where the D was. I wasn't shifting this down, I was just resetting this. So, boom, that did it, I get a D, I get a D. This will be the first time I ever see a D, C, or an F on a report card ever, because I always used to get A+ on everything. Just kidding. D. And then if I come here and I get a... But teacher, I only missed it by 1%. Math is math, you dumb shits. You get an F. Can I do any extra credit? No. If you want to earn that 1% back, here, do these 4,000 problems in the back of the book and I might consider it. I should get a F. So I'm definitely going to hide this one from Mom. Or Dad. Dad's the one that used to get pissed, right? He's the one that pulls out the belt. Mom's the one that gives you the extra allowance. Dad's the one that takes everything away. Dad's the dick and Mom's the wondrous angel creature, right? Isn't that like usually the case? I'm sure it's not. It wasn't for me. Okay, so let's see. That's it. I can officially hook the percent back up. Boom. Start that at 0. Alright, so now we're getting the grade based on the total amount of points that we can possibly get. So I won't be able to get an A. I will not be able to get an A here at all. So I won't be able to start this until the mission starts, but in the end, like I said, I'm going to be bypassing right here, so the player can't open the mission. I might make it so you can, but if you open it yourself and the mission's not over, that it doesn't run any calculations. And that should be pretty simple, because I can just throw a simple boolean right here before I do this. Has the mission ended? Yes. If it has, go forth and conquer the values. If not, just show this stuff. The only thing is I kind of did it a little bit squirrels on one of them. I kind of cheated myself. I did a double set text where this actually should not be here. This should be up here, so that it's one, because this is actually one of the black texts. That's one of these texts. So these are not part of your grade. This is just like actually literally reading what you've done. These are all of the XP text fields that should be empty in the beginning, so just by clearing the text here. And this, yeah, this should be completely invisible, and yeah, so I won't be able to get an A+, but I'll be able to get it within the A's here if I don't let him take damage, if I don't miss a shot, and if I pick up all 3 secrets, and the secrets are literally sitting right there. So if I hit P, I get nothing. Alright, so I gotta get rid of those. Let's make sure we get to all the secrets. They're very secretive right now. I do think it's clear, except for that guy. Alright, one shot Scott. He's dead. That's 100% accuracy. And he didn't know, none of us took any damage, so I didn't get the 20 kills version or any of the other ones. So I got an A. So I got 555 points. So I got 1 kill, right? Gave me 5 XP. I found 4 secrets? That's not right. That's not right. Shit. That is not right. So we get, yeah, I got 4, how the hell did I find 4 frickin' secrets? 4 out of 3. Somebody must have incorrectly told the... I found a secret. 1 secret. Somebody else must have this. I don't actually run that here anywhere on the spider. Never updates any of those stats. My projectile runs an update if it hits, because I need to check my accuracy. So where is my projectile? It's when I hit one of the actual enemies. Okay, I didn't need that anymore. No secret found there. Was I able to hit that more than once? I originally had a value backwards. I was reading whether or not it was true or false, and then I did my action, and the problem was is that everybody that called this, I had to go through and tell them what it was. They all had to go get that variable, because now I got it so that if it comes in false, it doesn't do anything. I'm wondering if this delay, I think that was another test as to why I was trying that too. So this is really simple when you pick it up. If it's a character, if it's a one-player character, we should just do this once. We run the update mission stats, and we send a secret was found. So this goes through, and when it gets to the secrets found, it says it's +1. So secrets found is +1. All of the other calls to it should, in fact, where is it? Over here. Secret found 0. See? It only does stuff based on if something was sent, because this gets called from multiple different things. Every time I take damage, I tell my one-player controller to update how much damage I've taken, which officially F's my score. Every time I fire a shot, I track the number of shots that have been fired, and I believe the one-player controller receives hits. If I hit something which happens on the projectile. So if what I hit a character, if I hit a character, then I update with a hit target. And when hit target is true, we add one to the hits. So the mission results takes the accuracy text that's here. Where am I determining the hits? I know it's working. I got it's going somewhere. It's funny how you have to, when you get the text, to do the conversion to a float. It's like, looks like a MIDI file generator thingy. Where am I doing the frickin' accuracy? How am I getting the accuracy? I gotta be doing it somewhere. Am I doing that here? Or, I mean, here? Because I'm just pumping up the hits. I'm not running a live accuracy check or anything like that. And all I do here is just show the doodad. So this has got to be compiling the accuracy. That's trying to save it, which I don't want to do anymore, I decided. How in the piss am I getting the accuracy? Oh, that's a live thing that I'm doing. Oh, okay, so that's just a live, yeah, I'm doing that live. I'm doing that on a bind. Okay, so I just kind of forgot that I was doing that. Okay, so, I mean, but that's not going to be why I was able to pick up 4 friggin' secrets, and there's only 3 of them sitting there. I don't know why that could have possibly happened. I really don't know how that could have happened. Something had to have reported, either one of these glitched out and reported twice, or something else is accidentally reporting it. That's the only 2 possible solutions. So we'll go through the mission again and we'll see what we get. By the way, I'm actually gaining this experience and it's sticking every single time I launch this mission, so I'm totally hacking the game right now. So I really should trace. It's weird because I only picked up 3 secrets every single time except that time. Alright, let's see what we get now. Come on, 3 to 3. Alright, 3 to 3. That's better. And I got a B that time. Oh, I got an A minus last time because I got 4 of 3 secrets for cheat secrets. Hacking secrets. So the recruit unarmed counts as an objective, basically. So you get 50 points per objective. If I shoot the recruit, which only counts right now for... Actually, no, that doesn't count. I need to test that if I can. Can I shoot this asswipe before and still get recruit unharmed? I think I can. What happened? How come he didn't go anywhere? I think I glitched it. Weird. I have 2 of those up. That's not good. Okay, I'm not gonna hurt him now, but he's hurt. Yeah, it's clear, dude. Go. Alright, so this count his... I think this is gonna count as him unharmed because I'm not really... I don't know if I'm... No, I didn't. It didn't. It worked good. I only got 2 or 3 objectives. See, I got a C. So it's working pretty good, actually. It's working pretty good, except for the fact that when I shot him, what's the error? I think it's getting NPC. Yeah, that's because when I shot him, when he takes damage, he comes up and he bitches about it. So right here, when he takes any damage, he automatically updates the mission stats, but he also tells the mission manager thingy to show the mission speech, and that screws up everything when that happens if I shoot him before the mission starts. So I gotta figure out at what point do I need to run an is a mission started check. You know, this do once here is just so that he, every time they hit him, like if they hit him 3 or 4 times, he doesn't reopen the thing over and over and over again really, really fast. And what he did was he opened it. This was before I actually told the player controller what the NPC is. Because here's the thing. When I use him, I tell the player controller that the usable object is the NPC. So I hadn't done this yet. So when I shot him, when I shot his ace, it ran this. And I got a slight delay in there so that this sound, this is like his little speech, like chirp, 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 whenever he's talking. So I think what I can do to get rid of that freaking error, because nothing else should rely on this, so what I can do is run an is Vlad. Is Vlad. Is valid? Is valid. Okay, so only if that's valid do we try to play a sound. That'll help. Is that the only place? When I show the mission speech, I should immediately remove this from the parent, and then I remake it, and I clear my output text, and I reset the index so that I can retype the text out. That's correct. And I should be removing the speech widget, but the first time I shoot him, speech widget won't exist. So I need another is Vlad. Blah. I say is Vlad because I keep accidentally typing Vlad. I'm not doing it now because I'm thinking about it, but okay, so if the speech widget is valid, we remove from parent. If not, we got to still move forward because then it'll never show up the first time, right? So we're just checking for validation for the remove from parent. Because what can happen is I can fire this too many times. Like I can come up, I can hit E on him, and then he takes damage at the same time. Well, it's like, which one is he supposed to say? Is he supposed to say the one where he got hurt, or is he supposed to say to me, you know, what he's supposed to say when he hits E? So the way I've decided to do it was just if he gets a new message, if he wants to send a new message for any reason, he just interrupts the last one immediately. And that should happen here. by immediately, the first thing you do is remove the parent, and now this should officially be better, I think, safer, but I don't think that's going to stop it from freaking out and giving me those two things. Because I check if he requires confirmation, and I check if the mission hasn't started yet. Ah, here's a problem. Here's another spot for NPC. Requires confirmation. Because I need to clear the because the thing is I'm using the same NPC for the two little bastards that I talked to in the beginning, and I want to see their little faces in the portrait too. So I gotta constantly be changing the freaking texture target, and it's like kind of a confusing mess because of that alone. That threw me for a huge wrencher. But I got it working. It's just the question is, so if we don't require confirmation and we haven't started the mission, then we clear this. Okay, if we do require confirmation, which that means he's my escort guy, because he's the only one that requires confirmation. So then we create the health widget, add it, we run the animation, we wait for the animation, and then we show the progress bar, which is actually his health bar. I don't know, I just need to see how it's working now. But I do know that when I show hide mission speech, because he shows mission speech when he gets shot. Once he's finished typing it out, he waits 2 seconds and goes to hide the mission speech. See, this is gonna fail if I shoot him beforehand. But the thing is I kind of want him to squeal out in pain if you shoot him beforehand and say something. Like, I do want him to be able to do it before the mission started. So if the mission hasn't started, this is not good. This isn't gonna work. This will never work properly. I need to find another way to get the NPC, and I don't really know how to do that because nobody's got him yet. Okay, I know what I'll do. When you take damage, you little shit, come here. Where is it? So I update the mission stats, but I also show the mission speech here, right? God, this one's messy. Let's pull this out and get this. Ugh. That is the worst when that happens. That is just the worst. I don't understand. It's clearly in here. There it goes now. Okay, let me do a little bit of a better separation here. So we do that. God, this is all over the place. Yeah, this is the reason it's messy, is because I keep doing this for every single one of those things. I really shouldn't do that. I gotta get better here. Yeah, this whole like playing frickin' Scrabble. You know, that's what this is to me. God damn it, get out of here. This is like playing Scrabble, you know. It's like you're going vertically, then you're going horizontally, you know, and it's like this thing's going, you know, I come here and then I want to throw a sequence and now I'm going vertically, you know, and so it's like I've made this L shape that I'm cutting everything else off. That's like the one thing I don't like about like the way it gets organized. I really can't do anything about this, so I'm just going to let that crisscross there. Okay. Okay. So when you tell him this, you tell him who you are, which will be fine because it will they're hurting me, help. Here's the thing though, I need to check if the instigator is you because I need him to bitch when you shoot him. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You asshole! You son of a bitch! So I need to give myself a little bit more room here because I just kind of want to come here, just clean up a little bit. Okay, so right here he says, they are hurting me, but what if I'm hurting him? I want credits for my malicious acts. So what I need to do is just compile, get rid of these errors. My projectiles are correctly being instigated, so actually okay, and then that goes right back into there. So this is the determination on what he's going to say. So they're hurting me if it's not the one player controller. I kind of want to just say, what are you doing? You're on my side. That might be too long of a text. So he should say that when I shoot his ass, and he should say, they are hurting me when they hurt his ass now. So should officially know who's doing the damage. I need to kind of see if I can't break everything. This kind of stuff is fun though, man. Like making this kind of stuff right here, the little intricacy details, I like it. I do. When I get stuck on something that I can't figure out, I get frustrated, obviously. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Wait. Hang on. No, look. Hey, what's that behind you? What's that behind you? Oh, you're that. What are you doing? You're on my side. See how what happened with the, how did that happen? Oh, he can't, like, officially can't talk anymore? Is he not taking damage anymore? Can I not hit him anymore? What's going on? Why can't I kill him or nothing? I don't know what's going on there. I need to investigate that. Dang it. I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, he just took the one shot, so... He's still able to talk, though. So I was able to hit him that time, but that glitched out my projectile. A D? Okay, so there's two other things that I want to do. I'm not going to do them on video, but obviously it actually takes in the name of the mission too. Operation Rescue Dummy. I want this to get stamped on. I want it to actually fade in and scale in just for a very short period from about this big. So just kind of stamp. I kind of want to do the same thing here. So you get a stamp. Boosh. Question is do I want to have the circle do the same thing or not? It should kind of be part of the stamp, and that sucks because it's not right now. It's just part of the background. So yeah, I'm not real sure. But I gotta figure out why. Okay, I got an error, so that's gonna clue me in on something. Get material, set decal. Those don't help me because I know they don't work on him. Dang it. Why? When I shoot him, would he refuse to take any more damage? I don't think this works. I did cover this in my other because the thing, like I said, I don't want him to be able to say this too quickly. I hate to do it like this, but I really need to. That way it ensures that the delay is correct. But every time I take damage, none of this is set. Why wouldn't he do this again? Hang on, is this if he dies? This is if he dies. If he dies, he dies. And this is... I don't really care about the health if he doesn't die, right? He just subtracts health. Then that, then that. Wait, what the f... Okay, yeah, no, that's correct, because I need to check who the instigator is to determine the text, but who is actually going to get that text set is the one-player controller every time. It's not like if I got hit by the spider, I want the spider to start talking. So... And then that goes back to reset, so this can only happen so many times. Or so quickly, within 2 seconds. He's not allowed to say anything else. But now this damage taken, by the way, this is for me. This is how much damage I've taken, not how much damage the rat's taken. Basically, the rat, you get no leeway there whatsoever. As soon as he takes damage, you lose the objective. Any damage. I don't care about anything else. But what I don't understand is why this wouldn't happen again. Why did this stop happening? Because I only do the death, I only do the do once here if he dies. Right? This happens regardless. As soon as he takes damage, this happens. So why did he stop doing that? Let me test that again. I don't know why that happened. There's nothing to make that happen that I can see to stop him from taking damage. Unless something's going on with my projectile. Okay, I'm just gonna wait. I don't get what the hell's going on. Dude, it's like I can't even shoot. What the fuck? Wait, hang on. There's something there stopping the shot. It's not the volume. What the fuck? Oh, I know what it is. This is not a normal spawn point, by the way. This is a checkpoint actor. I'm such a dickweed. Okay, so this freaking capsule was just so I could see where to place it, and I never actually remembered that it's supposed to freaking ignore everything. It's just there so I can see where the floor is, because it's the same height as the player capsule. So I was hitting that the whole time. I'm sitting there going down, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know you guys, if you guys know what I mean whenever I say I'm going down a rabbit hole. Going down a rabbit hole is when something like that is the real problem, and you go and break everything else because you're trying to figure out why you can't shoot this guy. And it just turns out that you've been blocked the whole time. So you go and you rip everything to pieces. You're chasing a rabbit, basically. So that's what happened there. Very close to happening. I actually kind of got away with that one a little cleaner. You're the better judge than I am. I've only done this 9,000 times now. Oh, I missed! My accuracy is going to be shitsford. I wonder if the mission counted. It should have. Yeah, I got one kill, but... Oh no, I didn't miss. I still got him. I got him in the bum. So I got a B. For a near perfect score. Now, the reason I'm only getting a B is, like I said, there's a whole segment of the mission that I'm not even doing because he is actually told. I hate that. I really hate that when it does that. I'm hard coding him to get to point 4, to path index number 4 right now, but when I get him to do the whole mission, just pop that in, which I don't want to do right now because I'm still not fully done testing, but I think I'm in a good state, actually. I feel like everything's working pretty good right now. It's reporting all my stats correctly and all that stuff. All the XP is getting saved. So, yeah. I do need to make sure that the, that I get the buttons on here now. You know, restart, quit, main menu, desktop, quit to desktop, replay, quit to desktop, main menu, I think is what I'll put here for the prototype. In reality, it will be continue, which will take you back up into the attic. Either that or it will... And you won't actually get this report until you go turn in the quest, basically. So once you have saved this dildo, you need to go back to your sergeant and report that he's safe, and then he'll give you the final score, and then you get your XP and everything. That's the idea. And that sergeant will be up in the attic. He's kind of like your, I don't know what he'd be called. I guess he'd just be your command, your unit commander. He's the one who's giving out all the orders, So that's the idea there. He'll be up in, I'll show you guys. Might as well, because it's kind of fun. I know I've shown it before, but I need to make sure I'm safe here. Let's just hit Control S. Get all the savings done, and I am going to close down some of these more insano. Yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm gonna need to restart it soon. This never goes back down for me. It just grows and grows and grows no matter what I'm doing. 3719. It should get smaller as soon as I close some of these things. Like they shouldn't be causing any memory problems. So when I close them, they should be releasing themselves. And I was at 3.7 gigs of usage, right? So we'll close all this down. Just checking for, I might have missed one or two, but I'm just going to compile anything that says it needs to be compiled. Save all. Yeah. I mean, it might have gone down a hair, but it's just, wait, it's going down, it's going down. It just takes its sweet ass freaking time. I don't know, it's just something weird about this, the way this is. It just doesn't feel like it fills up so fast on me, and I'm not like, it's just not releasing itself properly. So here's where the sergeant's going to be. This is my UDK version. I just want to point that out. This is not present in the UE4 version quite yet, but I have a whole base, and there's going to be like a office that I'm going to put in the UE4 version here, where you're going to have a rat behind a desk, a couple of little typewriter rats going doing their little typewriting. So you'll come and you'll report to him. You'll have to get past the guard right here. So once you come in and talk to him, he'll have a little exclamation mark over his head, and you'll say, hey, you got a quest, you got a mission for me? And he'll say, yes, soldier, you're going to go out here and you're going to go rescue this stupid asshole. And you're going to say, okay, I'm going to go do that then. And then you're going to come out here, and then you're going to try to turn around and come back in, and this guard's going to step in the way, and he's going to say, dude, you're like totally aren't even done yet. You need to go out there and complete your mission before you talk to him again. You don't want to bother this sergeant, or he's going to whip your ass, and you're going to be like, alright. These, by the way, if you're wondering what the hell these are the simulator balls. These are mouse wheels. They're on wheels. So you come in here, it turns everything to, it plays a video on the inside of the screen, right? And then you go running around, as you run around in here, you'll have like the Oculus Rift on your head kind of thing, or maybe not the Oculus Rift, or like some headset or something, and you'll be running around in here like in a simulator. So, but when you're playing the game, you'll just be in a map, but this is the explanation for it. And what's funny is I came up with this idea like 7 years ago for a virtual reality ball. Something that was a reverse mouse ball. It was a ball that you were inside of. I modeled this like 5 years ago. And like last year I saw it like in real life. Like some company made basically the same thing. You were wearing an Oculus Rift thing and you were inside a big ball. It's on YouTube, you can find it. I mean, I didn't tell them. They came up with the idea on their own, I'm sure, but I guess it fits under the common use law or whatever. But yeah, and then you go, you go talk to this guy, and maybe he'll give you a mission. Like, dude, I like totally lost my papers. Can you go find them for me? And you're like, no, fuck you. And then you come over here, and he's like, dude, my girlfriend's like home alone. and she needs company. Can you help her? And you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm on my way. So all these guys could potentially give missions. There's also missions for dudes like these guys that are hiding in the corners. They're totally like defectors. They're trying to hide because they're pissing themselves. The recruits are pathetic in the game. The other soldiers are awesome in the game. That's the idea. In terms of, you know, not saying that, you know, they're awesome because everybody's gonna like them, but they're the elite soldiers. You know, they're the ones that are the badasses, and then the recruits are just a bunch of fairies. You know, but they're in training, so this guy might, you know, this guy will have a mission, and it might be these guys are just kind of like filler stuff. You know, like if I actually play it, what did I hit? So I can actually run around and can't shoot him. I can't do anything in here. You know, none of this is working correctly. This was just all set up like this. But these guys do their thing, and I gotta get rid of the dark spot where their necks hook up, because it when they turn their heads up, because the head's a separate mesh. This guy's just sucking ass. He's not even making it at all. This guy's screaming at him. These guys are on the march. You can actually hear him. I can't get in there, but I can actually... I had it so you could stand on these things and they were actually like transporting you, which was cool. But once you got to a certain point where you got locked in, like right in the middle of them, it flung you up to the ceiling. The physics just went crazy. So I was like, ah, shit, you know, I can't do that. But this guy, you know, he's potentially, you know, like, you need to go save my brother. You know, he's out there somewhere, you know, and you'd be like, alright, I'm on it, and you go out there. And then what happens is when you get the mission, you proceed to the deployment area for your mission. So the deployment area will be basically right here. You need to report to the deployment guard. So you say, hey, dude, I'm like ready for the mission, and he's gonna be like, alright, let me open the thing for you then. They're gonna talk exactly like real military people. That's how they talk. They're like, alright, dude, hang on, I'll just get that for you real quick, instead of, sir, yes, sir. You'll also have your barracks, so like your bunk, you know, this would be mine, like this would be, you know, say hit pause on it or something. I want to try to get that to work, if not just floating text, you know. And this is where you can come and organize your crap, you know, maybe change your loadout or pick your outfits or stuff like that. Cash in your whatever your badges are, because that's the one thing I want to do too, is I give you badges like medals, because like this guy's got like a whole bunch of medals on, but they're just cheap textures right now. What I'd actually really like to do is give him a plate there, like right there, where I actually spawn real medals on the players, and the medals would actually correspond to like what they are trying to do. Like if they have a purple heart or something, they get, you know, if they wear that, then they get, you know, a team bonus of something or something like that. So, you know, like you can combo 3 medals together to get stats. You know, it's either a personal bonus, like hey, you get more damage, or you know, say you get extra 50 damage, but if you want, you can say, let me do team damage instead, and then everybody gets an extra 25 damage. You know, they wouldn't get as much as you, because then there would be no reason to ever choose, right? Because I mean, who's gonna make the decision like, oh well, either I can have extra 50 damage or everybody can have an extra 50 damage? That's a freaking no-brainer, you know. It's, why even have the other one? But if it's like, I can only give you guys an extra 10 damage, or I can give myself 50 damage, there's an actual decision to be made there, and that's the idea. So badges is the idea. Medals, actually, you choose your medals. It's going to be part of the upgrade process, as well as, you know, silly things like hats and things like that. Maybe you can. This guy is a special character, by the way. He's not playable unless mystery. Play as this guy. Do you ever get to play as this guy? No, unless mystery. And then, you know, same thing. And there's nothing really stopping me from making more rat types. I actually want to make these guys look like MPs, I guess you want to give them an MP outfit, because right now they just look like the rats. That's just what the players look like right now. So I'm actually going to change them to be MPs instead. See, this guy's holding his gun okay, but this guy's just, like, it's not a, yeah, it's not socketed. This is the UDK version, I don't really care, so. This guy's not socketed, his gun's not socketed to his hand either. You can see it's, these guys are just looping an animation, basically. In UE4, they're going to be actual characters, you know, like actual NPCs with some behavior. The behavior might not be that they move. He might just look at me and yell at me if I get to, you know, if I stand on here. Get out of here, you stupid bastard! You're interrupting my recruits. You know, come right here. What are you doing, boy? Get in line. And then you got to come over here and you got to maybe you get a little skill game where you go ta 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 ta. You know, you got to tap E to do a pull-up. You know, and it gets harder and harder and harder until you actually get tired. Like wearing out the, you know, wearing out your wrist from the E key. That'd be pretty funny, right? You got to keep doing the pull-ups. How many pull-ups can you do in a minute? You know, and every time you do a pull-up, it gets hard. The meter gets harder and harder and harder to fill up. You know, that would be an awesome skill game. See how many pull-ups you can do in 1 minute if it was like that. No game has ever done that. I'm gonna be the first. I'm gonna be the first. This pull-up simulator. Get exercise without really improving your life. So, yeah, I think, you know, like I said, this will be the mission hub area. I'm hoping to have it so that this can be co-op in here. The players can run around. And so what would happen is if this guy was given a mission and I came up and I said, hey, boom, I'll talk to this guy. He looks over and he's yapping at me, you know, I'm going to do this mission. When I say launch mission, if you're another player and you're like over here, you should get a menu that pops up and says, hey, HitPaws just initiated a mission. Do you want to join him? If you say yes, then your vote counts towards loading the mission. There's 4 players total in the game, so everybody votes yes, the mission starts. Everybody has to go here, basically. Excuse me. Everybody goes here into the deployment zone, which would be like a little red aura kind of thing, and once everybody's here, it goes, hey, 3, 2, 1, boom. Then this opens up. This is really low. Ray! I didn't expect that. But yeah, so this would open up. Like I said, it's just low res textures right now, but it is a skeletal mesh.